What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one. Today's a little different. Today we're gonna go look at some games and some consoles. So I'm not buying them, unfortunately. I might be able to squeeze a few out of him, but he called me up the other day and he said he had a bunch that he got out of an old storage locker and he just wants to check them out, wants me to check them out and see you know, if they need anything, clean them up, just all that good stuff. So we might be able to work out a little deal with him. He's hooked me up in the past with some of my pretty cool collections. So let's get to it. The policeman is here. So I'm not quite sure what all he has. He sent me a little video. I did see like a PlayStation 1 and some games. I think he told me there was a couple Dreamcast in there, which I have been looking to add a Dreamcast to my collection for a while now. I just haven't got around to it. I ran across a couple that, you know, I kind of, at this point, looking back, I wish I would have picked up, but I didn't, you know, so it is what it is. So we're gonna keep an eye out for one, and hopefully today is the day we can make something happen. All right, pulling up here. I'll check in with you guys in a minute. There's more. It was a long night, okay? So it's the next day. I have glanced at what's in this box. We kind of went through it. He showed me a little bit and what's in here. And there's a lot of nastiness. I'm going to be just straight honest with you guys. There's a lot of nastiness in here. But I do believe there's still a lot of good in here too. So let's get this out. I'll lay it on the table, show you guys what I got, and then we'll probably clean it up afterwards so that way you guys can kind of see a before and after of what some of this is. Because, man, some of this, I'm going to need a full body suit. Let's just say that. Alright guys, so we got everything out. Everything out of the totes, everything out of the bag. There's a lot of cool stuff here. There's a lot of nasty stuff here. So it's going to be interesting to see what all actually works. I have a pretty good feeling most of these games will probably work with a good cleaning. However, some of these consoles, they're looking pretty nasty here, but there's some really neat stuff. I mean, we have some good games here, so it's going to be interesting to see what all he wants to do with all this. I'll just kind of start back here. We got this PS2 Slim and some pretty good games right there. We got some PSP games up there. We got the Dreamcast with 4 controllers and one of them being the Sport Black Edition. And we have a pretty good little section of Dreamcast games. They are expensive nowadays, so I mean that's a pretty good stack right there. A good amount of SNES games. I mean, some absolute killer games in there. We got 2 SNESs back there. We've got some off-brand controllers that you'll see throughout here. We got the Mad Cat, like flight simulator kind of controller back there for the 2 PS1s, with a few games right there, and a memory card. Now this memory card, I have to point this out real quick. I had never seen one of these before. He was explaining it to me, but this is supposedly the rival for the little Dreamcast memory card here. I remember this growing up, but I had never seen one of these. But this was supposedly the rival to this guy. No idea how it works. He kind of just said that you basically can just kind of check some of your saved stuff about like what you could do with the Dreamcast, but I thought that was super cool. I don't know if there's 2 of them in here at one point or what, but I thought that was pretty neat. And we've got the Genesis 3 little hookup with the George Foreman KO boxing game. Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. We've got a few more Sega games right here. Now there is not a Sega anywhere in this, but luckily I've got one that we can test all this with. We've got a few controllers and a couple NESs, along with some pretty solid NES games. Getting tongue-tied over here. And my camera will focus, but got some pretty cool ones. We got a sort of cables back there that I don't really know what they go to. The NES Advantage, and just a couple random controllers along with a box full of cords. So, whew, I'm out of breath talking about it all. So this is it, guys. This right here is what I'm going to be diving into. Now there's going to be so much stuff here. I can't show every bit of it. So I'm probably going to just start off. So the deal was I would test everything, see what works and see what doesn't. So I told him, I said, the only way to make this fair is to literally test it how it is. I will not take a screwdriver to any of this. Now there's going to be some of this stuff that I am going to have to just kind of clean up. Now I would like this. This is absolutely disgusting. There is a game in there, but you know, some of these sensors and stuff, I will clean that up. But as far as taking any of this stuff apart, none of that will happen until we discuss what we're going to do with it. His goal was to keep essentially one of everything. So one NES, one SNES, one PS1, the Dreamcast, and the PS2. Although he said that he would get rid of the Dreamcast because he thinks that he has another one. And that is if it all works kind of out of the box. Or out of the tote, I guess you could say. So yeah, anything that doesn't work, basically, I'm going to set it to the side, let him know, hey, this doesn't work, and then I'm going to work out a deal to try to buy the stuff that doesn't work. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to test here and go over. So I'm going to get started with it, and I will check back in with you guys whenever I get to a good point. After several hours of testing, but I did get it all done. This is pretty much what I have. I have one pile over here and one pile over here. Technically, there's 2 piles over here. All of this stuff right here. So neither one of these worked. Was not able to test the games, any controllers, anything like that. Again, miscellaneous cables. There's like 7 power cables and AV cables, or not AV, whatever it's called for this. The RF cables or whatever. That's basically what all that is. So I wasn't able to test any of this. Alright, so these 4, it's not going to focus. Anyways, these 4 right here did not work on the Super Nintendo. We did not have the power cable or anything for the Dreamcast, so we weren't able to test any controllers or games with this. These 2 controllers do not work whatsoever. So yeah, that's pretty much all of that. These 2, we got one PS1 and one NES down there. They were full of bugs, like dirt dauber's nests and stuff like that. So I think he said all of this stuff pretty much sat in a storage building for years. So this is a few things. He doesn't have a Sega in here, nor does he have a PSP. However, I have both. So I am just going to make him a cash offer for this stuff right here, separate, and just kind of be done with that, just all together. However, all of these games worked, which I am thankful for. Like, the whole reason I really do a lot of this stuff is because this is my childhood, and I want to keep it around. There's too much of this, just putting it in there, it not working, and just throwing it out because they think it's old, because they aren't really into this stuff. So I like to keep as much, especially retro games, still thriving and out there for everybody to play. Both of these worked, so both the SNESs worked, and the PS2, so the PS2, the games, all of that worked great. The PS1 worked great. I still need to wipe it down. However, it did work great. The controllers, the games that I tested, this memory card, not quite sure about it. It came up, it had some numbers up on the screen. It was like A1, 2, 3, 4, all of that. Like B1, 2, 3, 4. Went up to like 10. May have been some other settings. There's no manual with it. However, I could not get it to read anything on here. I couldn't get it to save, and I couldn't see any of the files on there, but there's a sticker on the back that says Medal of Honor. So that might work, may not. I don't know. So that pretty much does it probably for this video. I just sent him a very, very, very long Snapchat of just kind of going over basically what I just told you guys. Of just kind of the status of everything to see what he wants to do next. So it may be a few days before he gets back with. I think that'll be it for this video. This is definitely a different style video for me. You know, it's I guess more of like a vlog. But I kind of like doing it. I thought it was cool. It was a change. So let me know down below if you make it this far, if you want to see more of these, or if you just want me to stick back to the fixing the consoles and the games and stuff like that. But I go to a lot of conventions, and you know, I'm all the time out just looking for games. You know, it may be little clips here and there, but I do collect these, so I am a lot of the times out looking for a lot of this stuff. So yeah, just let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.